Matt Murray has been the Yakima police chief for 5 years now, but it is his last week on the job. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell began investigating Murray's sudden departure after he announced back in May that he would be retiring at the end of June. Through documents and interviews, Goodell has since learned he is also a finalist to become the Spokane police chief, and that his departure from Yakima isn't all on good terms.
I learned through trusted sources outside of the Yakima Police Patrolmen's Association that the union had taken a vote of no confidence in the chief and presented it to the city about a month before Murray announced his retirement. That's why I filed a public records request with the city on May 10th. Asking for documentation on Chief Murray, including complaints or investigations. Those records, requested more than a month ago, have been delayed twice. The city telling me it needs more time to gather the information as well as staffing to handle the workload. I also reached out to the Yakima Police Patrolmen's Association, but they declined to comment. Chief Murray's office reached out to me last week and asked if I would like to talk to Chief Murray before he leaves the department. So I put my questions to him directly.
Looking into things, I learned about the vote of no confidence by the union, and I was wondering if that had any effect on your decision to leave.
So first of all, there was no vote of no confidence. There was a vote whether they should have a vote. So there were people who certainly were wanting to have that kind of conversation, but it didn't happen.
But that is not true. A trusted source gave me a copy of that vote of no confidence. It shows that out of 88 YPPA members who participated in the vote, 82% said they had no confidence in Murray as their chief. The documents start with a 6-page memo dated April 8th from YPPA Chairman Jim Yates to Interim City Manager Dave Zabel, detailing union members' concerns. Quote, as the chief of police, he should embody the mission, vision, and values of the Yakima Police Department. Instead, he has developed a culture of distrust, poor leadership, favoritism, and hostility within the department. His decisions have directly jeopardized public safety and the safety of those employed to protect our community. What follows is 34 pages of comment after comment from officers detailing the negative effects of Murray's leadership and actions. Comments like morale continues to degrade and seeking help for mental health issues seems a taboo. The chief does not care about us, and the chief only cares about himself. In 2022, Chief Murray requested a confidential survey of union members. He even approved the questions ahead of time. According to the union's memo, when it came time to go over the results, Chief Murray allegedly said, "I didn't read it, it's garbage." I obtained a copy of the survey through a public records request in 2023. Some of the answers in the survey include officers and detectives being asked to do 5 times the caseload, causing burnout and PTSD. Another officer saying, quote, I want to leave the department. Every case I can't work causes stress for me and I feel like I've failed my victims. I asked Chief Murray about the results of the survey and he says when it comes to this line of work, there's always friction.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I'm not dismissive of what the union said, but you really have to take it with a grain of salt, and the public should too, because there's only so much you could do, and there's some people that it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to make them happy. Several
other rank and file say in the survey the chief was more concerned about his public image than anything.
I just don't really spend a lot of time worrying about that. I make decisions based on what I think is the right thing to do. Do you care? Of course I care. Of course I care what the union thinks, what the membership thinks. But there's just as many, if not more, people who are very supportive of what we're doing, and they're just quiet about it.
I asked if, looking back, there's anything he wished he had done differently.
This generation wants a lot of communication. They want to know things. They want to be involved early in the conversation. They want to have voice, and those things I think I do okay, but I think I could do better, and I would. I think that those are important things to think about.
When it comes to responding to union concerns,
were there any things that they brought up, over the years that you really looked at and you were like, hey, that's something that, I can work on or that I can get other people to work on, or things that, where you believe those concerns were, valid and actionable?
Sure.
Such as?
I'll keep that between me and the union.
While the survey is a good snapshot of the force 2 years ago, we wanted to know if anything had changed. In an exclusive interview, former Yakima police officer Matt Drumheller told me he left back in February to go into the private sector. He says family and general pressures on police officers contributed to his decision, but ultimately it was the leadership that made it final.
Chief Murray, walking down the hallways, he treats you well. You know, he interacts with you well. It's just the problem is when we come to him and say, hey, there's a problem, we get crickets. Nothing.
Drumheller says when he and others raised concerns over new mandates for patrol officers, Chief Murray wouldn't address them.
You have guys calling in on traffic stops when there's nobody available to back them up because everybody else is tied on a call. But if you don't get your 4 traffic stops a day, you're going to face discipline. That's the precedent being set. And that's just killing morale even more. It's making guys doubt themselves, and it's making it harder for people to spend time on reports and investigations that matter.
Drumheller says he and other people get into policing to make a difference, but he says that wasn't the goal of YPD under Murray's leadership.
You see a lot of those things where we're talking about like the stat based, you know, like how many traffic stops, how many arrests did you make? No, that's not what it is. It's what did I do today to impact someone's life, to try to make their life better. Those are more meaningful things.
Drumheller says YPD has a reputation in the law enforcement community for having top leaders that don't listen. According to the vote of no confidence, staffing has steadily decreased over Murray's tenure, YPPA going from 116 members when Murray started as chief in May 2019 to just 108 at the time of their memo to the city.
We have hired a lot of people, but for a while more were leaving than coming in, and it's just really tough to stem the tide.
Despite the survey and why Drumheller left the department, both union members in those documents and the former officer say Chief Murray has made significant positive impacts during his time with YPD.
Murray's helped achieve some good things. He changed a lot of our policies that were outdated and gave us a little bit more modern policing. That he empowered that. Absolutely good. There's always good.
Under Murray's leadership, the department started a groundbreaking citywide domestic violence coalition, a massive indictment of prison gang members in conjunction with state, federal, and local partners, the implementation of flock cameras, new patrol cars, and uniform changes. Murray himself walking thousands of miles through neighborhoods across Yakima to get to know the community. The department's mission statement under Murray:
reduce violent crime through exceptional customer service.
Now Murray is facing 2 paths forward, one toward retirement and another as a candidate in the top 5 for Spokane Police Chief. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.